So why does lifting weights feel so much harder when you're over the age of 45? So that was a question I had today from one of my clients at the gym. And I must admit, I was a bit taken aback because I couldn't quite answer it properly. So what I did was I kind of thought about it after she left, and I kind of thought, well, why is that? I mean, it's obviously a valid question. She felt like everything was a little bit harder. And, after going, personal training for the last 10 years, I've probably got about 10,000 hours of one-to-one coaching time with clients all over the age of 40, okay? And a lot of times people come up and say, why do I feel so much weaker after the age of 40? Why is weightlifting so hard? And I kind of broke it up into a couple of segments. I'm going to share with you why that is, with a little bit of science behind it as well. And then I thought I'd give you a bit of a plan of how to actually get stronger and make lifting weights feel easier. So what I thought of first of all was the first thing about muscle loss and muscle strength. So muscle loss and muscle strength are quite different things. Muscle loss is the muscles getting smaller, but the muscle strength is what's the most important thing, is actually you losing strength in your muscles, okay? And some fun stats around that, some science around that. Muscle loss, or atrophy is what it's called. You lose about 1% of muscle mass per year over the age of 30. So if you think about it, if you haven't exercised for a long time and you're over 40, you may not have exercised for 15 years or lifted weights for 15 years. Therefore, there's like 15% reduction in muscle mass over the course of 15 years, which is massive. And then the other thing, muscle strength declines about 30% per sort of year or decade or whatever that is. But one of the things that I really wanted to share with you guys is 30% of the strength can be lost within 3 to 4 weeks of not weight training. So your muscle strength declines super fast, okay? Now when I thought about this a bit more, I thought, well, let's move the sun out of the way. I thought to myself, well, the reason why lifting weights feels hard is because number one, you've probably never done it before and it's a brand new thing for you, and you're already got less muscle than you did 10 or 15 years ago, and you got less muscle strength. So when you on every single day that you moving around, you may be doing walking or walking the dog or whatever that is, and your body becomes accustomed to basically the activities that you put upon it. So if you don't do any sort of strength training or weightlifting or anything, your body adapts to what you currently do, okay, which is a big deal. So when you go into lifting weights and people think that they have to lift really heavy when they first start, or they're not sure what to do, they end up finding it very difficult. And the thing of it is, with weight training itself, it is meant to be hard. You're meant to be pushing yourself to a kind of near fatigue, actually. So even as you get stronger, it's always going to feel hard, okay? But the other thing that I noticed as well with our clients, I'm reading a couple of notes, I thought I'd read some notes out, was simply because most people, when they start in a gym, okay, or lift weight training, they do it for very short bursts. So let's just say January 2025, you come into the gym and you do it for 4 months, okay? And you get pretty strong doing what you're doing. Then what happens is life gets in the way and you get tired, you get bored, you may get injured, you may have a family event or whatever that is, and then you stop. Then you sort of come back to the gym 5-6 months later, and you know in your mind that 6 months ago you were really strong and you did this thing, but now you understand that you've actually lost maybe 30% of your muscle strength by not coming to the gym. So when you go back into the gym, you're 6 months older, maybe 12 months older, you then feel, God, this is really hard, because you're trying to do what you did before. And now you know that you can't, because you're losing muscle mass and muscle strength as you go forward. And what that comes down to then is that if you want to get out of this cycle of everything feeling hard all the time, then you have to be consistent. You can't think of health and fitness and weight training as something you pick up and drop just, as the season comes by and and whatnot. It's got to be something that you do for the rest of your life. That is super key, all right? So, end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that my client feels weaker lifting weights because she's not consistent. She hasn't done it for a long time, and it's a new thing for her, and you have to keep on doing it. So the plan really to keep going, okay, is to get back into the gym, is to have a plan to do this for the long term. So let's just say you've taken a hiatus off the gym and you're about to get started again. Then all you're going to do, you're going to go in and you're going to pick about 8 exercises that's going to work the whole body. It could be a squat, it could be a glute bridge, it could be a chest press or a press up, a row, a lat pull down, it could be a side lateral raise, and it could be a core exercise. That's good 7 exercises. And if you do those exercises 1 to 7, you're going to work the whole body. So when you come into the gym and do it for the first time, you just do it once and you do about 15 reps of each exercise with a weight that you could actually lift 25 times. So you're actually about 10 short of failure. So you stop at 15, you could do 25. Then what you do, you go away and you use that as a bit of a pulse check. Did I feel strong, or did I have an injury or a niggle? How do my body feel? The next day, was I sore? Was it hurting? And then you come back the day after and you do the same thing again. And then the day after, you see how your body feels. And then you do the same thing again 3 times that week. Then the week after, what you're going to do is you're going to repeat that. So you do 2 sets of everything now. So you do 2 sets of squats, 2 sets of hip thrusts, 2 sets of press ups for 15 reps, even though you could do 25. See how your body feels. Now you've got more volume because you've done the exercises twice now. So you've done it, a double up. And then you see how you feel, then you do it 3 times. And that process is simply called progressive overload. There's one fantastic thing that our bodies do, is that even if you've lost 30% of your strength, you can actually get that back really fast. And in fact, what my experience in the gym with training with people over the age of 40, and this is consistent 50, 60, 70 and above as well, that you can get nearly all that 30% strength gain back within 28 days. I've seen it time and time again. Our clients come in and have done nothing, their strength goes bang through the roof, and I'll put a little screenshot of somebody that's done that with some numbers for you as well. So progressive overload is the key. Then what you do is you consistently do that. And I get it, you're busy, life's busy, but I want to talk to you about something called maintenance. When you get yourself to a certain strength level, as long as you maintain it, okay, you can stay that strong. But the thing of it is, it takes a lot less effort and energy to maintain the muscle that you have than it is to get the muscle in the first place. So it just means that even if you get to a season in your life where it's super busy, the wheels are falling off, it's all gone a bit crazy, all you need to do is come once a week. Spend 45 minutes, you do 3 sets of exercises, you leave, okay? And what that's going to do, that 1 session per week, is going to keep your muscle mass and you're going to maintain it. And therefore, it's not going to feel so difficult when you get back into the gym. So think of it like this. You start in the gym, you get really well, then you stop for 6 months. There's no exercise done in 6 months, okay? In 6 months, that's 24 weeks roughly. Imagine if you did one exercise, one weight training session per week for 24 weeks. That's 24 sessions that you've done of working your muscles. You will be just as strong probably in 6 months as if you've been training 3 times. But if you did nothing, that's 24 times and 24 weeks of doing nothing. And we know that in the first 3 to 4 weeks, you've lost 30% of your muscle strength. So think of it like that. Something is always better than nothing. Even in our minds, you think once a week is nothing. It actually makes a big difference. And if you push that out in a longer time horizon, let's just say it's 12 months, 52 weeks, you've still done it 52 times through the year, and therefore you've got a much better base of strength and muscle tone that you haven't lost. Super, super important, okay? So that is the answer to that question that I had today, and I wish I'd had that to hand because I think it would have been pretty beneficial. But I will see you next week. I will tell her. I might even share this video. So let me know in the comments, team, like, do you feel like that? Do you have that sort of question? Did this video help? Did it clarify a few things for you? If it did, I'd love to know. And otherwise, I will see you on the next video. So have a good day, team, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.